makanana, shikepe shama Jeremani, Shiloini makanana, Shiloini makanana, Shiloini makanana, shikepe shama Jeremani, Shiloini makanana, Shiloini makanana, Shiloini makanana, shikepe shama Jeremani, makanana, Ilesh makanana, Ilesh makanana, Ilesh makanana, shikepe shama Jeremani, Ilesh makanana, Ilesh makanana, Ilesh makanana, Ilesh makanana, shikepe shama Jeremani, Shiloini makanana, Shiloini makanana, Shiloini makanana, shikepe shama Jeremani, Shiloini makanana, Shiloini makanana, Shiloini makanana, shikepe shama Jeremani, Ilesh makanana, Ilesh makanana, Ilesh makanana, Ilesh.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening once more. We are just a few minutes from going live on the announcements of results for the 2014 national and provincial elections. If I may request that we all settle down. Very soon, all the dignitaries, in a few minutes, the dignitaries will be entering the hall. Let me, on this moment, hand over to the Chief Electoral Officer of the IEC, Mr. Mosotho Moepya, who will be leading the proceedings for this evenings as we prepare to go live. If I may request one more time, the House to settle down so that we can continue on the proceedings. If I may call Mr. Mosotho Moepya to come to the podium and proceed with tonight's proceedings. CEO.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the National Results Operations Center for the announcement of the final results of the 2014 national and provincial elections. My name is Mosotho Moepya, and I'm the Chief Electoral Officer. I am privileged to be with you tonight and be your program director for this function. We are so excited to see so many of you here tonight, and we are thankful for the effort you have made to be with us. The actual event will be starting very shortly at exactly 6 p.m. when we cross live for live television coverage so that the nation can share in this announcement and celebration with us. In preparation for this, I would like to ask you to please ensure that your cell phones are switched off or on silence. Now, as we wait for the start of this broadcast and our event, let us enjoy a final song from our wonderful choir, the Girls from Dominican Covenant. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Going to give us a cue, and I will take it from here.
Live from the National Results Center in Pretoria, good evening and welcome to this special broadcast brought to you by SABC News. Well, the Independent Electoral Commission is about to formally declare the 2012 national and provincial results of this election. Without much ado, let's cross over to the Independent Electoral Officer's Chief CEO, Mr. Musutu Mwepia, for those results.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Results Operations Center of the 2014 national and provincial elections. May I kindly request that you stand and welcome our honored guests tonight.
That's what I thought.
His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, the Honorable Mr. Jacob Zuma, Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Advocate Pensi Tlakula, the Vice Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mr. Terry Tsilani, and Commissioners, Judge Tami Makanya, Reverend Bongani Finga, and in absentia, May Renetta Talliard. Let us remain standing for the singing of the national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please now welcome the Vice Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mr. Terry Tilani, to officially welcome you all here this evening. Vice Chairperson Terry Tilani.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, the Honorable Mr. Jacob Zuma, Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court, the Honorable Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng, Deputy Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court, the Honorable Justice Dikgang Moseneke, Ministers, Premiers, Chairperson of the Electoral Court, Mr. Justice Jeremiah Shongwe, Mayor of the City of Tshwane, His Worship Councillor Kosientsu Ramokgopa, High Commissioners, Ambassadors, and members of the Diplomatic Corps, Directors General, MECs, Chairperson and members of Chapter 9 institutions, former commissioners of the Electoral Commission of South Africa, international and domestic observers, my fellow commissioners, and the staff of the Electoral Commission of South Africa, invited guests, members of the media, leaders and members of political parties, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the culmination of the 2014 national and provincial elections. Tonight, we will reveal the outcome of many months of hard work by election officials in the preparation and management of these elections, hard work by our security forces in safeguarding the elections and the voters, hard work by party members in campaigning for votes, hard work by the media and other key stakeholders in reporting on the elections and in keeping the nation and the world informed. Mr. President, honored guests, that hard work has already been rewarded with an election which ran smoothly, efficiently, and peacefully. We have come a long way since our historic first democratic elections 20 years ago, and much has changed in our country. But this week, as our nation voted, we saw that which joins us as a nation, and we realized also that that which joined us is still the same, and we are joined by this fundamental belief in a democratic ideal which we embraced in 1994. We did not only remember back or go back to 1994 this week, in many respects, we reenacted those early days of nation building as we once again came together as a people of different races, cultures, and languages, but with a common and shared purpose to build another chapter in our country's history. Ladies and gentlemen, this election has showed that ladies and gentlemen, this election has showed that we have much to once again to be proud of as a nation. The international observers, including those from the African Union, the Southern African Development Community, the Electoral Commission's Forum of SADC, the Electoral Institute of Sustainable Democracy in Africa, have praised South Africa for the way in which we ran this operation. They have declared these elections free, fair, transparent, and credible, and gave valuable feedback on areas for improvement and moving forward, particularly in relation to preparations for 2016 local government elections. We will be able to embrace some of the things that they have actually suggested. But of course, the ultimate test is what the people of South Africa think, what the voters themselves believe. In this regard, we are encouraged by a survey conducted by the Human Sciences Research Council at 300 voting stations throughout South Africa on election day, in which they surveyed about 15,000 voters as they left the voting stations. The vast majority of voters, 97.5%, were satisfied or very satisfied that their vote was secret and that the procedure that was followed was also free and fair. While there were many reports of queues at some stations, the survey showed that, on average, voters waited at least 16 minutes to vote. It is interesting to know that when questioned on when they decided on which party to vote for, 77% said they had made their choice months before, and only 11% indicated that they decided on which party to vote for near the election. And I'm sure the political parties will bear this in mind as they start preparing for the elections of 2016. And finally, 97% of voters expressed overall satisfaction with the performance of the IEC in running the election. Ladies and gentlemen, these elections were not perfect. No election is. In the weeks ahead, we as the Electoral Commission will take a long, hard look at these elections to see how we can improve the efficiency with which we have managed the process. It is important that from time to time, as the Electoral Commission, we reflect and find a way of dealing with those weaknesses that we would have identified in the process of running this election. We will see where the mistakes were made and how best to prevent those in future. But in the final analysis, history will show that South Africa's 5th national and provincial elections were among the best run and the most efficient of all elections in our country's short history. For this, we as stakeholders in this process, the political parties, our electoral staff, the security services, and most of all, the voters themselves, should take credit for a job well done. With that, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to invite our chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Advocate Pensi Tlakula, to announce on behalf of the Commission the final results of the 2014 national and provincial elections. I thank you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, the Honorable Mr. Jacob Zuma, Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court, the Honorable Justice Mogoeng, Deputy Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court, the Honorable Justice Dikgang Moseneke, Ministers, Premiers, Chairperson of the Electoral Court, Mr. Justice Shongwe, the Mayor of Tshwane, High Commissioners, Ambassadors and members of the Diplomatic Corps, Directors General, the Commissioner of Police, MECs, Chairpersons and members of Chapter 9 institutions, Chairperson of the SABC Board, former Commissioners of the Electoral Commission, international and domestic observers, fellow commissioners, the Chief Electoral Officer, and staff of the Electoral Commission, invited guests and members of the media, leaders and members of political parties, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly 20 years ago today, our first democratic president took an oath of office and declared, I quote, "Never, never and never again shall this beautiful land experience the oppression of one by another and suffer the indignity of being the skunk of the world. As the whole world watched on 10th May 1994, almost 7,300 days ago, our freedom became the celebration of the entire world. As our president reached out to friends and foes alike, even going as far as to offering praise to the military that once used brutal force to implement the racist policy of apartheid. Ladies and gentlemen, we meet here today to confirm our country and nation's commitment to advance our hard-earned democratic values. 2 decades ago, we affirmed our dedication to respecting and upholding core democratic values, including the right of citizens to choose their representatives through regular, free, and fair elections, to equal protection under the law, and to freedom of opinion and expression, peaceful assembly and association, and freedom of thought and conscience. Today, as we celebrate 2 decades of democracy, and as we conclude our 5th democratic national and provincial elections, we can affirm to one another and to the world, democracy is alive and well and thriving in our land. On Wednesday, 18 million South Africans stood together as a nation as they did in 2009, 2004, 1999, and most famously, in 1994. This reflected a turnout of 73.48%, with just 1.35% spoiled ballots. There is no more tangible symbol for nationhood and inclusivity than participation in an election. Even as we made our choices, it is a powerful reminder of what binds us together as a nation and as a people. I would like to thank all political parties which participated in this election for their support and cooperation in making these elections a success. Special word of gratitude also goes to the electoral staff who, as always, went above and beyond the call of duty to serve our nation with pride. To the Chief Electoral Officer, Mr. Mosotho Moepja, and his executive and senior management team and the entire staff of the IEC, thank you for your support, hard work, and unwavering commitment to ensuring these elections function so efficiently and effectively. To the media for keeping the nation informed throughout the electoral process, we say thank you. Finally, our deepest gratitude and thanks, as always, must go to the voters of our country, the 18 million South Africans who participated in this election. Mr. President, we as the Electoral Commission are proud to have served as a conduit through which the people made their voices heard. On behalf of the Electoral Commission, it now gives me great pleasure to announce the final results. Let us begin with the provincial elections. In the Eastern Cape, 6 political parties have won seats in the provincial legislature. They are African Independent Congress secured 1 seat. Congress of the People, 1 seat. The Economic Freedom Fighters, 2 seats. The United Democratic Movement, 4 seats. The Democratic Alliance, 10 seats. The majority party with 45 seats is the African National Congress. In the Free State, 4 political parties won seats in the provincial legislature. The Freedom Front Plus garnered 1 seat. The Economic Freedom Fighters, 2 seats. The Democratic Alliance, 5 seats. And the majority party with 22 seats is the African National Congress. In Gauteng, there are 5 political parties which have won seats in the provincial legislature. The Inkatha Freedom Party secured 1 seat. The Freedom Front Plus, 1 seat. The Economic Freedom Fighters, 8 seats. The Democratic Alliance, 23 seats. The majority party with 40 seats is the African National Congress. In KwaZulu-Natal, 6 political parties won seats in the provincial legislature. The Minority Front secured 1 seat. The Economic Freedom Fighters, 2 seats. The National Freedom Party, 6 seats. The Inkatha Freedom Party, 9 seats. The Democratic Alliance, 10 seats. And the majority party with 52 seats is the African National Congress. In Limpopo, 4 political parties won seats in the provincial legislature. In Limpopo, 4 political parties won seats in the provincial legislature. The Congress of the People garnered 1 seat. The Democratic Alliance, 3 seats. The Economic Freedom Fighters, 6 seats. The majority party with 39 seats is the African National Congress. In Mpumalanga, 4 political parties won seats in the provincial legislature. The Bushbuck Ridge Residents Association secured 1 seat. The Economic Freedom Fighters, 2 seats. The Democratic Alliance, 3 seats. The majority party with 24 seats is the African National Congress. In the Northern Cape, 4 political parties won seats in the provincial legislature. The Congress of the People, 1 seat. The Economic Freedom Fighters, 2 seats. The Democratic Alliance, 7 seats. The majority party with 20 seats is the African National Congress. In the Northwest, 4 parties won seats in the provincial legislature. The Freedom Front Plus, 1 seat. The Democratic Alliance, 4 seats. The Economic Freedom Fighters, 5 seats. The majority party with 23 seats is the African National Congress. And finally, in the Western Cape, 4 political parties won seats in the provincial legislature. The African Christian Democratic Party, 1 seat. The Economic Freedom Fighters, 1 seat. The African National Congress, 14 seats. The majority party with 26 seats is the Democratic Alliance. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now the moment to announce the results for the National Assembly. A record of 29 parties contested these elections. Out of these, 13 have received sufficient votes to have representation in the National Assembly. In descending order, these parties are the following: the African People's Convention garnered 1 seat. The Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania, 1 seat. Agang, South Africa, 2 seats. The African Christian Democratic Party, 3 seats. The African Independent Congress, 3 seats. The Congress of the People, 3 seats. The United Democratic Movement, 4 seats. The Freedom Front Plus, 4 seats. The National Freedom Party, 6 seats. The Inkatha Freedom Party, 10 seats. The Economic Freedom Fighters, 25 seats. The Democratic Alliance, 89 seats. And finally, the majority party in our 5th National Assembly with a total of 249 seats is the African National Congress. Congratulations to all the contesting parties and to those candidates who have won seats in the national and provincial legislatures. On behalf of the Commission, we trust that you will serve South Africa with pride, honor, integrity, and humility. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor to invite the President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency, the Honorable Mr. Jacob Zuma, to the stage to address the nation. I thank you.
Thank you very much. The chairperson of the IC, Advocate Pansy Sakula, and your commissioners and management, ministers and deputy ministers, premiers, MECs, executive mayors, the leadership of the ANC and other political parties, Chief Justice of our country and the Deputy Chief Justice, the media, fellow South Africans, good evening to to you all. It is a pleasure to join you at this occasion that celebrates yet another successful national general election in our young democracy. The Freedom Charter states profoundly that no government can justly claim authority unless it is based on the will of all the people. Our constitutional democracy is governed by that principle. Millions of our people came out on the 7th of May to cast their votes. They have spoken eloquently on which party should govern our country. We are delighted and humbled that they have yet again chosen the African National Congress. We are particularly moved by the fact that we accept this overwhelming mandate from our people on an important day in our country's history, the 10th of May. Today marks the 20th anniversary of the day on which President Nelson Mandela took the oath of office as the first president of a free and democratic South Africa. We dedicate our victory to Madiba's memory and pledge to continue taking forward his legacy and that of his peers and forebears, working with all our people. This election, victory, has reconfirmed just how deeply rooted the ANC is in the hearts and minds of the overwhelming majority of South Africans. We read this vote of confidence to be a strong sign of approval of the good work that we have done in the past 20 years in general, and the last 5 years in particular, in building a better life for all. It is an affirmation of our assertion that South Africa has a good story to tell, and that we have made this country a much better place to live in than it was before 1994. The victory also reaffirms that the ANC remains the only true hope for the majority of our people, particularly the poor and the working class. In this regard, we will use our majority to implement policies and programs that further improve the quality of life of all, especially the poor, as outlined in our 2014 manifesto. We will use this victory to continue delivering water, electricity, roads, schools, clinics, good schools, and all amenities that enable our people to live in decent human settlements in both urban and rural areas. The new mandate is also a license to continue with our ambitious infrastructure build program and ensure the provision of better roads, universities and colleges, hospitals, dams, railway lines, and power stations that boost economy and economic and social development. Key and central to this infrastructure to this infrastructure program is skills development and the economic development of the youth. More importantly, this mandate gives us the green light to implement the National Development Plan and to promote inclusive economic growth and job creation. There is a lot that we have to do, and we are determined to do more as we build the society outlined in the National Development Plan. Mphathi wohlelo, siyabonga kakhulu kubantu baseNingizimu Afrika ngokusihlonipha nokusethemba okungaka. Senisinikeze amandla ukuqhuba intuthuko phambili. Siswele amazwi anele okunibonga ukwanda kwalowo umthakathi. Njengoba seludlulile ukhetho, masisukume sisebenze sonke sakhe izwe lethu siliqhubele phambili. Uhulumeni omusha ozokhethwa maduze nje uzosebenza ngokuzikhandla ukuze siqhubeke nokushintsha lelizwe, senze impilo ibe ngcono kubantu bonke, ikakhulukazi abampofu kanye nabasebenzi. Chairperson, allow me to thank the IEC for managing this important national task successfully and enabling our people to exercise their constitutional right to vote diligently. The IEC has successfully maintained its track record of running successful, free, and fair elections. Where there were logistical challenges, they were resolved speedily to allow people to exercise their democratic rights to vote. We thank the voters as well for their patience, tolerance, and understanding during some of the logistical challenges. We are truly grateful to the African Union Election Observer Team, led by the former President of Ghana, His Excellency Mr. John Kufuor, and the SADC mission, led by Honorable Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Namibia. Their participation has contributed to the consolidation of our democracy in line with the AU mission of entrenching democracy and good governance throughout the continent. The declaration of the elections as free, fair, transparent, and credible is an achievement for the South African people. We also thank the political leadership of officials in all government departments in the three spheres of government who worked around the clock to ensure success. We single out the Department of Home Affairs as the lead department, and also the security services such as the police, defense force, traffic authorities, and others. More importantly, we thank all South Africans for turning out in their millions again to cast their votes. They proved commentators who predicted apathy wrong. We applaud, in particular, our senior voters, 140-year-old Mama Mutangwa Mukwebu from Limpopo, and 109-year-old Mama Elisa Dlamini from Gauteng. They set a good example for first-time voters, especially the youth, and demonstrated to all of us just how important the right to vote is. We also wish to acknowledge the cooperation of communities that had been identified as hotspots, such as Marikana in Northwest, Sterkspruit in the Eastern Cape, and Beggersdal in Gauteng. Although having raised some concerns, they were still able to participate in the elections without hindrance. No community in our country should live in a state of turmoil. The issues they have raised will be addressed by the new government. Chairperson, while applauding the peaceful and successful nature of the elections, we also wish to express our shock, disgust, and sadness at the tragic killing of one ANC party agent, Miss Winnie Nu Mhlongo, at a polling station near Kwadukuza, KwaZulu-Natal. We strongly condemn this callous killing. It has not placed in our democracy where it has no place in our democracy where people are free to express themselves without resorting to such brutality. Situmdeni wakamhlongo maulale ngenxa. Chairperson, let me thank all the political parties that participated in this election and for the spirit of cooperation that ensured a positive outcome and success. We congratulate all parties that did well and won seats in Parliament and legislatures. To those who did not make it, losing is part of the democratic processes. In democracy, you win and lose. Also important to note is that the people are never wrong. They make their determination based on their observation and experience. We should all respect their will. Chairperson, allow me to conclude by extending our profound gratitude to the more than 11 million people who voted for the ANC. The ANC is humbled in this victory by the confidence this majority showed. The ANC will form a government that will serve all the people of our country regardless of who they voted for. We must now unite and work together to move South Africa forward. God bless South Africa. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Indeed, our national anthem, it's not only a song, but it's also a prayer. May God bless South Africa, as you say. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the end of this event and the final official moment of the 2014 elections. I'd like to thank all those who have helped us. Thank you very much. I forgot to get you seated. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank all those who have helped us set a benchmark in electoral administration and democracy in our nation. To members of the Commission, on my own behalf and that of the members of staff, thank you. To my management team and the 218,000 staff who worked for many months in preparing for these elections and who have given themselves so selflessly in the time that they have provided, their energy, their passion to make this election such a great success. Thank you indeed. My most humble thanks and gratitude to you. It is my privilege and honor to lead this extraordinary team. These men and women that are so committed to this nation. To all 45 political parties which contested these elections, and especially to the members of the national, provincial, and municipal party liaison committees who have partnered with us throughout this entire journey, thank you for your support. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for your advice. We argued a lot, but we agreed almost in everything in the final analysis. To our partners in government, and especially the departments that we have worked with very closely, the Department of Home Affairs, the Department of Correctional Services, the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, your support and assistance has been invaluable in making these elections work. A special word of thanks to the Justice, Crime Prevention, and Security Cluster departments and their leadership. You have indeed safeguarded this election. To you, we salute. The final word of thanks must go to our voters. Over 18 million of you that made South Africa stop for a moment and be heard. Thank you for coming out in your millions to participate in these elections and in our country. Thank you for taking the time to give us real-time feedback and helping us to execute corrective action where it was necessary to do so. Thank you for your patience, your passion, your tolerance, and most of all, your participation. These were your elections, and we remained your servants throughout these elections. We want to stay true to our calling. Ladies and gentlemen, let us celebrate our 5th national and provincial elections. Ladies and gentlemen, to those of you who are joining us for dinner, kindly wait for the ushers in your vicinity to give you direction to the venue. Have a wonderful evening further. Good night, and see you back in 2016 in the municipal election. Thank you indeed.
And that is where we are going to end this broadcast. Do remember to join us again tomorrow at 18 hours on SABC 1 and Channel 404 for our final special election wrap. From me and the rest of the crew, it's a goodbye for now.
Brutality
1.
1 plus 2, and then another 1 plus 2.
Just get petrol right now.
Yeah.
That's gonna be quick. It's just
reactions land, you know. Dikobo. Dikobo is coming. He's outside. He was late for the thing. Umtwan? Eh? He's not picking up. Okay, let's see. Okay. We can go. Okay. Petro? Can you hear me? Vikas? Yes, okay. Can we go? Okay. Maybe reactions, lessons learned, you know, what are we taking out of this election, going to local government elections, general sort of. Doing a rep for tomorrow, so I'm recording this for tomorrow at 6, between 6 and 7. So I'm gonna do a full program.
it's not.
No, it's not now.
It's
Yeah,
weekend,
yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah. I'm doing a rep for tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Because a slot, that was the election debate slot. So from 6 to 7. Yeah. I'm doing a quick chop. Okay. I'm not gonna do any intros now. I'm gonna go straight. I'll do that in studio tomorrow. Got that, Vikas? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just 1 second, Vikas. Don't you have a hanky or something? I think I think it was a tissue or something. I know we find. Oh yeah, it was those things. Yeah.
Huh?
No, it's fine. That's better now. They were all.
Peanuts, not these shanghais. Shanghais and peanuts.
Sound. Is it fine? Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, Vikas. I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah? 8. Vikas? Okay. Mr. Mundane, Mr. Godi, thanks very much for joining us. Let me start with you. Just made it.
Well, we made it big actually, except that our votes were stolen from us.
What happened?
This one seat is not our seat. We deserve more seats than this. We've got 65,000 members, dedicated members, who were determined to vote and who came out to vote. So which means 65,000 people came out to vote for the PAC, yet on the board there, only less than 40 were reflected.
Have you registered a complaint with the IEC?
Yes, we have registered with the IEC, and the irregularities at Cape Town universities in my own voting station were not reflected, me and my wife and my son. Yet they said there was nothing. In Cape Town there was nothing. And in Port Noland, the mass of people that committed to vote for us are not reflected. In Alexander, I mean, I can count many, many places we've got documented evidence to demonstrate that votes from the PAC were stolen.
Now, what have you done with that information?
We have submitted that information to the IEC. We met them twice today, and then they are using a very, very dubious regulation, in regards to which they're not consistent. They said that we should have come yesterday before 9. So they acknowledge, in fact,
all is lost.
according to their own paperwork, according to their own records, our votes have been moved from us to other parties.
We'll get the IEC to answer perhaps those questions first. Mr. Godi, your immediate reaction?
Well, I must say that the APC is like a soccer team that played well but lost the game. We are happy, however, that we at least have our head above the water. We will regroup, assess the situation, and map the way forward. We are very grateful for this reprieve. We believe that next time we will not be in this position again.
What are the lessons you're taking from this election?
Well, look, the APC had come across as a party of campaigns. We took up issues and did all that. But I think fundamentally we neglected party building, which should then have given us the core that should drive our campaign. We worked very hard and our comrades stuck to the script. About that, there is no doubt. But I think there were a few fundamental things that as a party we should be able to correct and ensure that we are in a much, much more better position next time.
Mr. Mondanga, any lessons learned in this election?
Well, we have learned that next time around, we're not going to place just 2 party representatives or party agents at polling stations. We're going to bring a whole army of them to monitor the activities of every IEC official, what they do and how they do it, so that now we don't lose our votes the way that we have lost them. We're going to take all precautions, and we're going to start building up that army of agents, party agents, who will monitor and observe how things are going and to prevent people from stealing our votes ever again.
But would you say you were better organized this time around than in previous elections?
Oh, certainly. We're very better organized. We did a good job. I mean, I can tell you there is no day in the last 6 weeks of the campaign that I was at home. Woke up every morning, did door to door, went to every part of the country and organizing, and the reception that we got. People were asking, where have you been, PAC? We have not seen you for a very long time.
Maybe then you should take a lesson from what the HSRC survey says, because it says, which was read by the IEC deputy chairperson there, that voters actually made their choices months before the election, and only about 11% actually made that choice on the day, which means maybe you should have started a hell lot earlier.
Well, we did start early. We did start early with the elections. You know, you cannot campaign for elections until the date has been declared, and then they said now you can start campaigning. We all have had that time, and we used that time very, very usefully, and we were confident, not hopeful, that we were going to get much more. In fact, we were targeting 10 seats. You know, to be frank with you, but we haven't seen those 10 seats. Those 10 seats are lodged in other parties.
Last word from you, Mr. Godi?
Yeah, well, I think for us, I would like to thank our members who showed absolute dedication, who day in and day out went out campaigning with no resources, only for the love of the cause of the APC. I want to say that as the leadership, we will try and do much, much better so that they don't have to suffer the indignity of waiting till this late to know whether we're in or not.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thanks for the opportunity
Hope it gets
to
better
explain
next
to the
time.
nation. Yeah?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Bro Mike. Thanks, gentlemen.
Spend the last hours of you.
I'll do it. Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, I'm using it tomorrow between 6 and 7. That full hour. Yeah, I'm gonna do it right. Yeah. Thanks, bro. Okay. Nice. But where's no. We have 2 more. Now where's Fundi? See. Where's Fundi? Hi, Vikas. Vikas, are you there? Okay, we're doing another one. Okay. Okay. Matao.
Hi.
How are you?
All right.
All right.
I'm
thanks.
just saying all right, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Bamfundis, have you left? Oh, okay. All right, no, all right, not a problem. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Well. Hi, Vikas. Is Tabo there? He's not. No, there's someone I need down there because I'm gonna be short because Mr. Mfundisi was supposed to be here, but now he says he had to go because he had. Do you mind this for me? 1 second for me. Yes, Matawa, just 1 second. Because I need a second person, but I'm going to bring him after. We'll do a one-on-one, and then I'll bring the other guy to do a.
That's what Tabo.
Two. Yebo.
No, it's fine, it's fine. Take your time. Yeah, no. Bring him now, yeah. We can somar. Yeah. Trailer, let's do. Same. Yeah, we okay. We're gonna do two now. We're gonna do a 1+2. Okay. Yeah. That'll give us more time. I may as well take the Patriotic Alliance as well.